You know that smart camera you have, the one watching over your home? Ever thought about who might be watching through it? Well, in India, huge government crackdown just completely flipped the entire CCTV industry on its head. So today we are going to break down this great camera flip. Alright, let's just jump right in. Could the very thing you bought to keep you safe actually be putting you at risk? I mean, it's a crazy thought, right? But for millions of people in India and even for you, it's a big fucking shock. And look, these were not just some theoretical worries. We are talking about some really serious stuff. Things like hidden backdoors that could let foreign governments spy on you, or some hacker doing some shady stuff with your footage. And maybe the scariest part of all, the very possibility of your private life being exposed on a massive scale. So, what was the thing that finally pushed the government to act? What was that final straw? Well, the truth is actually way more chilling than you would think. Investigations uncovered some online shadow markets where hackers were grabbing private, super intimate footage, some of it even from inside hospitals, and they were selling it online. At that point, it wasn't a what if anymore. This was happening right then and there. A massive, widespread violation of policy, of privacy. Faced with all of this, the Indian government had to do something big. You could almost call it building a digital wall. And here's the clever part, they did not just ban specific brands by name, they went deeper and they changed the entire rulebook for everyone in the game. And the cornerstone of this whole plan, it's something called STQC certification. So, really, it all boils down to two simple but really tough new rules. First, you have to tell us where the brain of the camera, the system of the chip, was made. No more secrets in that. And the second, that camera has to pass some serious, intense security tests or sniff out any weaknesses. अब ये policy level पे, but like how it goes out in the practice, that we need to figure out. And let me tell you, for a lot of big brands, this was a hurdle they could not clear. And the result of all of this, it was nothing short of seismic shift in one of the biggest electronics markets on the planet. The impact was not gradual, it was immediate and it was dramatic. So let's take a look at the before picture to clarify things. Just a few years ago, the Indian camera market was totally dominated by foreign brands, mostly from China. And we are talking a massive 70% market share. Now, sure, Indian companies were there, but they were definitely not in the driver's seat. They had just margins of like, they were covering only 20-30% of market share. So now, fast forward to today, the after picture, the market has done a complete 180. It's totally flipped now. Indian brands control over 80% of it after this policy. So that had to happen, right? So let's talk about the big names that got hit. First is Hikvision, who used to be the market leader. It was denied certification. It just gone. The second is the Hua, the number two brand in this space. Their business in India apparently shrank by a whopping 80% after this policy. And the popular consumer brands like Xiaomi and Realme, they also got wiped out. So, with these massive international players basically pushed out of the market, it created this huge vacuum and someone had to fill it, right? This swung the door wide open for a new set of winners, the Indian companies that are now the new kings of the security camera world. And here's a quick look at the new landscape. You've got giants like Dixon Technology who manufacture a lot of things, including the camera. They are a prominent face in the camera field, in the manufacturing field. Then you have brands like Cubo. They are also very popular. They are very smart and whatever. The third one, which becomes an undisputed winner after this market shakeup, is Aditya Infotech with their brand name CP Plus. I mean, they did not just fill the void left behind; they absolutely conquered it. Just how dominant they are after all of this, they now hold around 50% of the market share. So, which means if you go out and buy a certified security camera in India, there's 1 in 2 chance it's going to be a CP plus. And of course, that kind of market dominance means big money. The company is now valued at around 21,000 crore rupees. That's huge. It cemented them as a new heavyweight champion in the Indian electronic space. And this is not a recommendation, I'm just sharing what is happening in our country right now. The company's stock has grown 70% in less than a year. That's a massive surge, and it's tied directly to these government rules that just redrew the entire map of the industry. Okay, so all this business talk is fascinating, right? But let's bring it back to you, your home, and my home. What does this mean if you already own one of these older cameras that's now well uncertified? That's the big question, isn't it? Do you need to run and throw your old camera in the bin? I don't think so. And that's not necessary. But the government is not going to come and knock on your door, but keeping it does come with some pretty big risks you really need to know about. So here's the deal. You're basically looking at a trade off between features and your security. On one side, you might lose features if the company that made your camera pulls out of the India. The app could stop working, your cloud storage could disappear. But honestly, bigger problem is the security risk. Without any new security updates, your camera just becomes an easier and easier target for hackers as time goes on. So what do the experts say? Well, you have got two main options. If you absolutely want to keep your old camera, the safest thing to do is disconnect it from the internet completely. Just go off grid with that. Just use it as a local recorder. That's it. But if you want peace of mind, the advice is pretty clear. It's time to replace it with a new STQC certified brand.